Have you ever looked in the mirror and, I don't know, wished you could hit rewind just a little bit? Or maybe felt like time itself playing tricks on you, always running a bit too fast no matter what?
Yeah, that feeling's pretty common, I think.
Well, if any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
Our mission, as always, is pretty simple. We cut through all the noise, we sift through the data, and we pull out the really vital, often surprising insights.
Turning information into understanding.
Exactly. Turning it into understanding for you. And today we're pulling our insights right from the heart of current trends.
Okay.
Specifically from Consumers.app's Consumers 360 News Commentary, Consumer Trends and News, which just dropped on July 14th, 2025.
So very current stuff.
Absolutely. Think of it like a snapshot of what's really shaping our lives right now. We're talking groundbreaking ways we're redefining aging, mastering our relationship with time, the evolving landscape of health, travel, and, the tech that's powering it all. So, yeah, let's dive in and unpack these developments.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Okay. Kicking us off is a headline from NDTV over on MSN.com that, honestly, it immediately grabs your attention. Here's how strength training helps us age in reverse. I mean, who wouldn't want a piece of that?
It's definitely a compelling idea, right? And when you dig into the analysis behind these trends, it reveals this really fascinating multi-layered truth.
Okay.
So beyond the sort of obvious physical benefits, strength training really changes how we approach physical vitality as we get older.
How so?
Well, we're talking about real, tangible improvements in muscle mass, bone density, and metabolic rate. The core pillars for staying independent and vigorous.
Right.
And crucially, it also plays a really significant role in improving joint health and reducing the risk for a whole host of chronic diseases.
So it's not just about, looking good or lifting heavy weights.
Right.
The promise of aging in reverse, that sounds like something deeper.
Yeah.
What else did the research find beyond just the physical side?
Yeah, that's a crucial point. What really stands out in the findings is the impact on our minds, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, studies like those from the Fit4Health project, they show that when you pair strength training with cognitive exercises, it dramatically boosts cognitive performance and functional abilities in older adults. And here's where it gets really interesting. It actively promotes neurogenesis.
Which is?
That's the growth of brand new brain cells.
Okay.
And synaptic plasticity. Think of that as your brain's amazing ability to adapt, learn, form new connections, basically constantly upgrading its own software. So for you, this means not just feeling physically younger, but actually sharpening your cognitive edge, boosting self-esteem, and really fostering this youthful mindset that affects your whole quality of life.
That's a really powerful connection. Physical activity, literally rewiring our brains. So for anyone listening, especially seniors thinking about this, what are the practical steps? How do you get started safely?
Yeah, safety's key. The research really underscores the importance of being cautious, getting informed. The main concern is avoiding injury, improper technique or pushing too hard too soon.
Makes sense.
So it's highly recommended that seniors talk with their healthcare providers before starting any new exercise routine. And ideally, work with a trained professional. They can make sure exercises are done safely and progressively. We're talking about effective, accessible things too, like bodyweight squats, lunges, using resistance bands, maybe some lightweight lifting, all easily tailored.
And you mentioned something else.
Oh, right. A huge, often overlooked benefit is just the improvement in balance. That dramatically cuts the risk of falls, which is, a major worry for older adults.
Absolutely. Okay, so building on that incredible power, that idea of reversing biological aging, our next insight from St. George News really hammers home why this isn't just a nice to have, but maybe essential now. Why strength training matters more than ever.
Right. This takes us into the concept of muscle memory, and it's actually much more impactful than most people think.
Okay.
The analysis highlights that strength training significantly boosts muscle memory. That means you can regain muscle mass and strength much faster and more efficiently, even after you've had to take a break.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, really relevant for older adults who might face interruptions, illness or injury.
That's a huge reassurance. Life happens. Now, what about this term sarcopenic obesity? That sounds quite serious.
It is, and it's a growing concern, unfortunately. Sarcopenic obesity is that double whammy. losing muscle, and having obesity at the same time. Strength training is absolutely pivotal in preventing it.
And technology plays a role here, too.
Yes, this is where it gets groundbreaking. We're seeing advancements in using machine learning models to spot this condition early.
How does that work?
Imagine these incredibly smart algorithms, like digital detectives, sort of analyzing simple things. Your BMI, how strong your handshake is, that's grip strength, even the circumference of your calf. By learning from tons of data, these models can predict the risk much earlier, flagging it for intervention way before it becomes a major problem.
Wow.
And grip strength specifically is really emerging as a critical, easy-to-measure indicator of overall muscle strength and function in seniors, directly linked to this risk.
So it's not just aesthetics or general fitness, it's a real marker of foundational health. How does this type of training compare to, say, just going for a run or doing other cardio? Is it different?
That's a really crucial distinction. Aerobic exercise. Fantastic for your heart, absolutely. But the research makes it clear. Strength training uniquely targets muscle strength and bone density. These are vital for preventing those specific age-related declines in physical function that cardio doesn't address quite the same way. We're talking better posture, better balance, improved metabolic health.
Right.
So for you, the listener, integrating strength training can genuinely empower you, maintain your independence longer, significantly cut injury risk, and just enhance how you function every single day. Live life more on your own terms.
Okay, we've just talked about physically aging in reverse, kind of turning back the clock on our bodies. But what about that clock we feel inside? You know, the one that always seems to be speeding up or running away? That feeling of always running late. Turns out there might be more to it. Our third headline, this one's from Fox News on MSN.com, explores exactly that. Always running late. A mental health condition could be to blame, experts say.
Yeah, this is a struggle so many people face, often without really understanding the why behind it. The analysis unpacks this concept called time blindness. It refers to a genuine difficulty in perceiving time, managing time. It's not just being disorganized, it's frequently linked to ADHD.
ADHD, okay.
Yeah, it stems from impairments in what are called executive functions. Think of it as the brain's command center for things like time management, starting tasks, keeping attention focused.
So it's not just a personality quirk, then. It could be a real neurodevelopmental challenge. What are the key symptoms of ADHD that, play into this constant struggle with time?
Well, the findings detailed typical ADHD symptoms, inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity, even emotional dysregulation.
Okay.
These directly show up as poor time management, chronic procrastination, forgetfulness. And if you look bigger picture, ADHD with these time issues contributes to literally hundreds of billions in global economic burden every year.
Wow, hundreds of billions.
Yeah, largely due to impacts on professional performance, relationship difficulties. The research even points out that a huge number, something like 88.4% of kids with ADHD, struggle specifically with time management.
That's a massive impact, personally and societally.
Right.
What usually causes ADHD? And maybe more importantly, what can someone do if this sounds really familiar?
Good question. ADHD is primarily genetic. We're talking 70-80% heritability, though some early life environmental risks can play a role too.
Okay.
But the key takeaway for listeners, I think, is that effective interventions do exist. The research highlights practical strategies, things like behavioral therapies designed specifically to improve time management skills.
Right.
Certain medications can also be effective in managing symptoms. And even simple tools, structured routines, using timers, setting reminders, these can provide crucial support.
So there's hope.
Absolutely. It offers empathy, and actionable insights. It emphasizes that this might be a genuine challenge in how your brain works, not some personal failing. And there are paths to manage it better.
Okay, let's pivot a bit now and talk travel. When you check into a hotel, what really makes that stay memorable for you? Is it just the room?
Good question.
Our fourth headline, this one's from Skift, asks a question that hits home for both travelers and the industry. Wellness in hotels, an ROI reality check.
Yeah, this deep dive into the business side of wellness and hospitality is pretty revealing. Hotels are definitely offering more comprehensive wellness services now.
Like what kind of things?
Oh, everything from really state-of-the-art fitness centers and fancy spas to healthy dining options, yoga classes, meditation rooms.
Right, you see that everywhere.
Exactly. And demand for these has just surged over the last decade or so, driven by this big global consumer focus on health. However, The analysis shows hotels face some pretty significant challenges in actually making these ventures profitable.
So it's more complicated than just adding a gym and calling it wellness.
Yeah.
What are the hidden costs or the tricky parts?
Precisely. The research points to high setup costs, ongoing maintenance, needing specialized staff, which aren't cheap, and then the challenge of getting guests to consistently use these things enough to justify the investment.
Okay, so how are hotels dealing with that?
Well, they're exploring some innovative strategies. Things like maybe introducing services gradually, not all at once, cross-training existing staff so they can handle multiple wellness roles,
Sorry.
forming strategic partnerships with local yoga studios or spas, and increasingly leveraging technology virtual fitness classes, AI recommending personalized wellness experiences.
Interesting. And it's not just about the guest experience, is it? What about the people actually working in these hotels?
Yeah.
Does wellness factor in there?
That's a crucial and, often overlooked part of the whole wellness picture in hospitality. Recent research cited in the findings highlights that workplace incivility.
Like rudeness or lack of respect?
Exactly. That stuff significantly hurts employee well-being in the hotel industry. It leads to emotional exhaustion, lower job satisfaction,
Right.
which, guess what, ultimately impacts the quality of service you receive as a guest.
Right. It all connects.
Yeah. So things like emotional intelligence training, resilience training for staff, these are emerging as critical tools to help counteract those negative impacts. So for you, the traveler, wellness in a hotel isn't just the spa menu, it's this whole package that even touches on the well-being of the staff serving you. All while they're navigating complex health regs and trying to market it transparently. It's a real balancing act.
Definitely a lot more to it than meets the eye. Okay, final area. As we look towards the future, are you ready for your devices, your watch, your phone to become your personal health guardians?
It sounds a bit sci-fi, doesn't it?
It does. Our final headline from the Los Angeles Times dives right into that future. How wearable tech and telehealth are revolutionizing chronic disease care.
And this is where technology is truly transforming healthcare. No exaggeration. The research shows how wearables are fundamentally changing how we manage chronic diseases.
In what ways?
They provide continuous, real-time monitoring, collecting data constantly for conditions like diabetes, heart disease, even Parkinson's. The advancements in just making these sensors smaller, analyzing the data better, the telecommunication strategies, it's all quite remarkable.
And getting even more advanced.
Oh, yeah. What's particularly cutting edge is the integration of things like microneedles and microfluidics.
Whoa, microneedles. Sounds intense.
Well, imagine incredibly tiny, painless sensors or even drug delivery systems. They allow for super precise drug delivery or high-res physiological monitoring, enabling automated, personalized adjustments to therapy. It's almost like having a tiny personal health drone inside your body, constantly optimizing things.
That is like science fiction. But what's the tangible impact? Like for our wallets, our actual well-being?
The economic impact is pretty significant. These mobile health platforms working seamlessly with wearables are leading to real reductions in hospital visits and overall medical expenses. Well, largely because they empower you to adopt healthier behaviors, improving exercise, diet, sleep habits, because you have the data right there. Plus, they make it easier to substitute costly in-person doctor visits with efficient telehealth consultations.
Makes sense.
And get this, connecting it more broadly, remote patient monitoring using wearables has even shown promise in reducing pediatric hospital readmissions.
For kids, wow.
Yeah, by enabling doctors to catch clinical deterioration earlier, significantly improving outcomes for children after they leave the hospital.
This tech sounds incredibly empowering for managing health proactively.
Yeah.
But all that sensitive data flying around. What about privacy, security?
That is the critical question, absolutely, and the research directly addresses it. Collecting all that sensitive health data naturally carries risks, unauthorized access, misuse.
Yeah.
So the findings emphasize the absolute necessity for robust encryption, secure ways to transmit the data, and crucially, explicit user consent. Protecting individual privacy is paramount to maintaining trust in these really transformative technologies. So for you, the listener, while these technologies hold immense potential to improve your health, maybe lower costs, they also demand a heightened awareness. You need to be vigilant about your personal data privacy.
What an incredible range of topics today. We've journeyed from how, proactive choices like strength training can genuinely help us age in reverse, manage complex conditions like sarcopenic obesity, to understanding how time blindness might actually be a neurodevelopmental challenge, not just, being flaky.
Right. Shifting that perspective.
We also explored the changing world of wellness in hotels, and then this revolutionary impact of wearable tech and telehealth on managing chronic diseases.
Yeah, it's really clear how these different areas, consumer trends, technology, our basic well-being, are just intertwining more and more in really sophisticated ways. Empowering us, yes, but also bringing up fascinating new things to think about.
We truly hope these insights give you something to chew on, maybe inspire you to think differently about your own daily choices, how you manage your health, or even where you decide to cuddle next. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And it leaves us with a final thought, perhaps. As our lives become ever more integrated with technology, just how much of our personal well-being are we willing to entrust how for them in devices? And maybe, what does health truly mean in this increasingly connected world?